Drop the bass.
And with that bell, ladies and gentlemen, we are finally up and live, the Average Kid Podcast. My name is Sean Tuttle, and this is the very first podcast that I've ever done, so just bear with me with everything that we have to go through, and just I want y'all to let y'all know that in this podcast we're going to be talking about many different things, such as sports, stuff that's going on in the daily life, and also just random shit that we decide to talk about, and it may get fucking weird. We don't really know. So, yeah. We're going to be posting on YouTube, so everybody can watch it for free, obviously, at first. Because, I'm just a guy from Bowling Green, Kentucky, trying to do this for the very first time. But, yeah. Anyways, let's just get right to it. Today, with me, I have the one and only Dylan Douthitt. And we're going to talk to you guys about a couple of things that has been happening, some really crazy shit. And, yeah, so please welcome my man Dylan Douthitt.
What's going on, everybody?
All right. That was pretty subtle, Douthitt. I'm glad you came in like that.
I'm ready to go, man. Ready to talk about these issues.
All right. So, first thing we want to get into right now is obviously what's happening with Conor McGregor. If you don't know what's going on, Conor McGregor was supposed to be headlining UFC 200 rematch against Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz has been the only person to beat Conor McGregor in the UFC. Prior to that, McGregor was just running through everybody in his division, so he decided to go up two weight classes, was it? Yeah, 2 weight classes to
170.
170, yeah.
145.
Well, he obviously bit off more than he can chew, and Nate just... I don't know. Conor got gassed, and Nate took complete control of it.
Yeah, it was kind of sad to watch, but I mean, you can't expect to uncork bombs on Diaz like that and expect for him just not take them.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody was watching it, obviously you thought that McGregor had that fight won, because any of those punches laying on anyone else, they are going to drop anybody. You've seen what he did to Aldo. You've seen what he did to Mendez. Both of those guys have pretty good chins, but McGregor ran through them like they were absolutely nobody.
Fight midgets, man.
Yeah, fucking midgets.
Oh,
and apparently, even though Nate said that he was on steroids, still couldn't knock him out. It's fucking crazy. But, so yeah. Conor McGregor came out yesterday and said on Twitter, he's just like, okay, I'm going to retire. Thanks for the cheese and...
Catch you later.
Yeah.
Literally said, I have decided to retire young. Thanks for the cheese. Catch you later.
So I don't really know what to think about that. Obviously, I'm going to tell you first thing I thought about it. I was like, okay, this is really fucking true. I'm highly pissed. Because I still am, honestly. And it's a blow to the UFC for real. He has for sure been pulled from the UFC 200 card. That fight is off between Nate Diaz and him. It just rocked everybody, and Dana White came out today and said that Conor needs to decide real quick whether or not he's going to fight, because if not, he's going to be on a 4-month ban for sure. Not really a ban, he has to sit out regardless because of USADA, the organization that does like drug testing and stuff like that. So that really puts a kink in everything. So now we need a new fucking headlining for UFC 200, and I don't know.
John Jones.
No, we don't.
If he wins. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
We don't want John Jones.
There's no foregone conclusion.
We do not want John Jones. I don't know. Honestly, I think Robbie Lawler should be headlining it with
Tyron Woodley.
I mean,
dude, if Stephen Thompson wasn't supposed to fight Rory McDonald, he should get the shot. But Tyron has literally been waiting for almost a year to fight.
Yeah, I truly think that Wonderboy Thompson deserved the title fight more than anybody.
Made Johnny look like he didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah, he
literally said after the fight, I didn't know what he was doing because I couldn't see that.
He beat the shit out of Johnny
sparring
Hendricks.
Sessions.
He beat the shit out of Johnny Hendricks. So, yeah, But yeah, you all out there, let us know in the comments on YouTube what you think about the whole deal with Conor McGregor, and also the fact that even though he got pulled from that fight, he is also contemplating like we said, he's retiring, which means he might be done. And I don't really know what to think about that. All that I know is that he said something came out that he apparently saw one of his buddies fighting, and the guy that his buddy was fighting got killed while they were in the ring or in the octagon.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently that like really freaked him out, and that's why all this happened.
There's all kinds of things going around. Like, he's been having knee troubles ever since he got in the UFC, or before that, before he even got the call to the UFC, he was contemplating retiring or walking away from the sport because he had knee issues. And then there's the whole what you just talked about. His I don't know if it was teammate or they just trained together or what it was, but there's that there, and also the money, of course. Him and Dana butting heads because he didn't get they didn't want to pay him $10 million for this fight, which I heard Joe say that he made at least 10 for the Nate fight, and he made a little over five mil for the Aldo fight.
Yeah, and he lost that Nate fight and he made $10 million. I mean, if somebody told me that I would be making $10 million just to get in the ring and lose, yeah.
Or just go fight for 13 seconds.
Yeah.
And fucking win $5 million.
Honestly, I mean, anything's up in the air with me. Honestly, winning $1 million.
Yeah, I don't even know.
And I mean anything. I just want you to know that anything. Please help me. I need money. No, but seriously, it is a really big blow to Conor and the UFC. Like, I feel like Dana White is being pretty cool about it. He's keeping his composure, but at the same time, he's got to be like fucking flipping his shit right now.
He wants Conor on that card.
Yeah,
he probably wanted Ronda on there too, but she just can't do it.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
even think. Apparently, like, Ronda came out and said she couldn't even like chew an apple for the first four months. Jesus, poor Travis Brown.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's unfortunate, but
that poor guy. That poor guy.
She needed to lose that fight. I don't know.
She looked off. Like, she just looked awful in that fight to me from the get go.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do that to Holly Holm, who's been a pro boxer pretty much her whole life. I think she lost like maybe one fight, and then she had one draw or 2 fights and a draw. You can't charge forward and expect to
a world class kickboxer. Yeah. It's not going to work out well for you. Obviously, you got your fucking head kicked off your fucking shoulders. Like, it was nobody's business. Like, Holly Holm had been kicking for the NFL for the past 15 years. That's what it looked like. But so yeah, that's pretty sad news. Conor McGregor is one of my favorite fighters.
Before you transition, because it sounds like you're about to transition, Conor has top 3 pay-per-views out of the 4.
Oh yeah, I mean he's definitely a big headliner. He sells the fights. That's another thing that came up was that he didn't want to come to Las Vegas and promote the fight either. He straight up said he was like, I don't want to come there.
That's right.
Because he's in Iceland right now. He's training in Iceland, and he was like, I don't want to come to Las Vegas and do all this press. And Dana told him, he's like, you don't come, you don't fight.
I don't believe that for a second though. I think that's bullshit. Because he's done it over and over again. He did the world tour with Jose, whatever you want to say, and then he did the press conferences with Chad, and then he did Jose again, and then he started to do RDA, and then he did Nate. I mean, unless it's just a cumulative effect and it's just piling on him, I don't understand that. I think that's a bunch of bullshit.
I mean, I do think that him going up against Nate and losing, I think that really did do something to his confidence. Maybe not as much as like some people want to make it out to be, but I think it did really do. I really did think that it shook him, because that's who Conor McGregor was. He came out, he sold the fight. He was the best trash talker in the sport by far. I mean, John Jones and DC, whenever they get together, they kind of, go at it. But everyone else, they kind of sound like they're pretty idiotic. I mean, Nate Diaz tried to trash talk him with him, and Nate Diaz sounded like he couldn't fucking pass the first grade. So, I don't know. I really do think it did really fuck with him, but at the same time, it is Conor McGregor. He's lost before. I don't know. It's just a weird situation, and just I don't know. It just really sucks.
Yeah, because I mean, anytime Connor is on, you want to pay attention to him, no matter if he's fighting or he's just he's doing analytics or whatever. He's interesting. He's got, he could be a philosopher if he wanted to, and I mean, he knows the game. He knows the fighting game. He knows how it goes, and I mean that obviously showed throughout his career at the UFC so far. I don't think he's done. I think that's a bunch of bullshit too. He might be contemplating it, but I mean, they were talking on Sports Nation today that Muhammad Ali was thinking to himself during the George Foreman fight, Rumble in the Jungle, that he was thinking about just quitting, just tapping out midway during the fight. And I mean, another thing they talked about on there was that maybe Conor was prepping for this fight, and he just got to thinking to himself and looking in the mirror and thinking, maybe I can't beat him. Maybe that's the same result over and over again, and maybe I jumped the gun a little bit before this rematch, and that's why he just refused, and he knew the UFC would just kind of like, they would take him off the card, because I mean, you have to do media obligations. He said this over and over again. He said if you want to be champion, you have to do this. So he knows that.
I mean, I said it from the beginning whenever they announced this rematch. Obviously, it's the biggest fight everybody wants to see. I didn't want to see it. I'd rather him defend his title other than go against Nate Diaz for nothing. Honestly, just bragging rights and money.
Yep.
But I mean, it obviously would have sold. But now, I mean, they're kind of UFC and Dana White's kind of stuck. I feel like. I think Robbie Lawler should get his shot. Should be the main event. They talked to John Jones tonight, and he said that he would love to be the main event after fighting this weekend. He fights OSP, which we're going to get into.
Wins.
Yeah, if we're going to get into that here in a little bit, but I mean, I don't know. I think after the last fight between McDonald and Lawler, I mean that was a bloodbath.
And Condit.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, Mendez and McGregor was a good fight, but Lawler and Robbie stole
the greatest fight of
stole
all
that
time.
show. Whenever they had that stare down going into
Greatest fight of all time.
fifth round, I think, or fourth round, one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Chills.
Yeah. I was watching it, and I just remember thinking, holy shit, I'm actually getting to live this. And
yeah.
It was just, the whole UFC, I think it was 189, was a spectacle. They had the people doing the singing for the entrances, and the whole card, like the whole main card, was just crazy. Like all of them were finishes.
I was about to say on that card there was either a knockout or
a
submission.
Yep.
That whole card.
Yep.
And I mean, Lawler didn't knock out Roy, but I mean he beat the shit out of him enough to where Roy was like, okay, I really don't want to take another straight jab from this fucking guy.
If Rory doesn't quit, though, he wins that fight. If
I agree.
Rory's nose doesn't fucking give out on him.
Yeah, if Roy's nose wasn't in the back of his head from taking so many fucking jabs from Robbie Lawler, I mean, he could have damn well won that fight, because he had Lawler rocked, stumbling. First time I seen that, and I don't know, it just didn't look good, but Lawler's a fucking warrior.
I had it 3-1 for Rory, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I don't know. I'll probably watch it again because it was so great.
Oh yeah, I mean, we watched it multiple times.
Did you watch the Condit fight?
I think so, yeah. That fight was a little different. I thought Condit won that fight.
Yeah.
It was close.
Yeah.
It was very close.
I thought he definitely
Didn't it went to split, didn't it?
Yeah, it was a split decision, and Robbie won.
Which, I mean, honestly, in my opinion, if it goes to a split decision, they normally lean with the champion anyways.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I would
In
say.
my eyes, it should have been either a split for Condit or a draw
Yeah.
because it was hard to judge at times. I haven't watched that fight again, but I'm pretty sure my feelings were Condit winning or a draw.
Mhm.
And whenever they said Robbie Lawler, I was like, I mean, I ain't mad at it, but
Yeah. No, I'm not mad at it either. I mean, Lawler's a fucking warrior. That's all
Yeah.
there is to it. But so yeah, those are the two people right now that I think that should be headlining UFC 200, which is obviously gonna. It was huge whenever McGregor and Nate was in it, but now, do you think that they might possibly lose some money on it?
Not having McGregor, definitely. Because those Irish fans are not going to be there anymore.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
When
those fucking Irish people, they fucking travel wherever Connor says so.
Whenever they have an event like that at the MGM, and Connor is the headliner, they take over.
All you hear is ole, 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 ole.
It's fucking beautiful.
It is.
The American fans should be fucking like, it's a disgrace.
It is. It's overwhelming. Like, if we ever get a chance to go to one, and hopefully to God we go, and that happens, it's gonna be one of the best moments I think ever.
I want to go to Fight Week one day.
Yes.
Whenever I'm established and have a nice career.
Whenever we're not fucking poor,
Yeah.
living on the streets.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not living on the streets, but it's close.
We're making it, people.
But no. Let's get into the fights this weekend. UFC 197. We got a couple of good fights. We're just going to talk about the last three because, that's really all we fucking care about. So, first
I like the Robert Whittaker one, but, I mean, his opponent isn't really... He's kind of a stepping stone.
Mm-hmm.
He shouldn't even have to fight that guy. He just fought Uriah Hall, who is ranked higher than him in the rankings, and now he's fighting this guy who makes no fucking sense at all. I don't understand it.
Yeah. Anyways, back to what I was talking about. So let's start with the third to last fight, which is Pettis versus Barbosa. I don't have a fucking clue anything about Barbosa. I will read up about him or watch some videos on him.
Muay Thai specialist. Oh my god.
Coming up this weekend, I'll watch some videos on him. But Pettis, he needs this win. He needs this win bad.
Yeah. After dropping, was it 2 or 3 in a row?
2. He's lost 2 right now.
He
lost to RDA, and then he just lost his last fight also.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Man, that Alvarez fight was shit. He fucking won that fight.
Mm-hmm.
Alvarez just
laid on him.
He literally just pinned him up against the cage and didn't do anything. The refs just let it go on, and he just kept doing that. And I mean, it's a must-win for Pettis, but what fight isn't a must-win for every fighter in the UFC or MMA period? But I don't see him beating Barboza standing up. Barboza's too strong and too quick for him. I mean, yeah, Pettis is good and he's fast, but Edson Barboza is going to hit him with that switch kick and he's not going to know what the fuck to do.
Okay, first of all, I just want to say you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Second of all, I'm going to need you to get the fuck out of here. Okay, we're going to just finish this podcast with just me, ladies and gentlemen. No, for real, Pettis needs this win bad. I think he needs to come out. He needs to show that he still has it. And I honestly think that with an opponent like Barbosa, just talking to a couple people, if they do keep it stand up and they don't go to the ground, I mean, I'm just taking Pettis. He's one of the best strikers that I've seen.
Pettis off his back though. Pettis is awesome off his back. I think that's the only place he really stands a chance against Edson is if he somehow gets on his back, throws up a triangle or an arm bar, and catches Edson and that. But I don't see that happening because Edson is world class on the ground too. But his stand up is nobody wants to stand with that guy. If you do, you're probably going out, unless you're Paul Felder's crazy ass.
Yeah, fuck that guy. All right, moving on to the next fights, the co-main event, which should really be the main event now since it's a title fight.
Yeah, that pisses me off, man. DJ's the number 2 ranked pound for pound fighter in the world.
He should be number 1.
Man.
I mean, John Jones literally just came back.
I mean, John Jones has literally killed everyone who's ever been in front of him, and it's an established division.
I'm sorry, Dylan. Why don't you just get John Jones's dick out of your mouth real quick?
I mean,
get him done so we can finish this fucking podcast.
He's been my favorite fighter ever since he burst onto the scene. I mean, DJ is good. Don't get me wrong, but this division is so new that like there's not a lot of known fighters there, and they're good, and they're all highly skilled. Don't get me wrong. Henry Cejudo, I mean, he's a gold medalist. He's highly skilled. But John has literally been beating the best people in the best division for almost 6 years. And he's been doing it in dominating fashion. They said he couldn't beat Glover because they said he couldn't beat Glover up against the cage. He would have to use his range in the middle of the ring. He took Glover, put him up against the cage, and elbowed the shit out of him. And
those elbows are fucking nasty.
Yeah. And I mean, they said the same thing with Cormier. They said Cormier was going to take him down, He's just going to dominate him.
Which he did.
And he didn't. I mean, he stood there with Cormier in the clinch, and Cormier was sitting there uppercutting him, and John was just eating it. And then eventually he just pushed him up against the cage and took him down twice, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, let's not get it twisted. John Jones went down in that fight. He got thrown down like a bitch.
You mean DC?
No, DC threw John Jones down.
Once. And then he popped right back up.
Well, I mean...
His ass literally hit the ground, and then he came back up.
It counts in my book, whatever.
Okay, point being, is John Jones just fought killers.
Alright, let's get off John Jones' dick.
Alright.
Let's talk about Johnson Cejudo.
Alright.
Like you said, Johnson, number 2 pound for pound fighter in the world. I think he's too fast. I think he's just on a different level than everybody in that division. So I think he wins. I would say TKO.
TKO? What round?
I'm gonna go second.
I'm gonna say, this is no disrespect to like Demetrius Johnson, but I'm gonna say he just decisions him. I don't think he has the power to finish him. I definitely think he could catch him in something, but he's not gonna out wrestle Henry. He'll probably use his wrestling in reverse to keep from getting taken down and just make him stand with him, because I really don't think Henry can stand with this guy. I mean, DJ is world class. I mean, whenever I watched him, he did a spinning elbow whenever him and Dodson were fighting the second time. He had Dodson up against the cage, and he literally spun and hit him in the head. I was like, man, this guy's just ahead of the curve. And
he really is.
I mean, no one in this division is on his level. That's why he'll continue to win. He might, I don't want to say he might retire undefeated in the UFC. Well, actually, he lost to Dominic Cruz in the UFC. So, I mean, he might retire.
Yeah, but that was that's like a different time.
Yeah, that was at 135 before the belt
we don't talk
was there.
We don't talk about those times.
But yeah.
So you're saying decision Johnson?
Decision for Johnson, yeah.
Okay, we need to go back. Prediction for the Pettis and Barbosa fight. I'm taking Pettis. Decision. So both of us got Pettis.
Man, not me. I'm going Barbosa. Wait, I'll say this. Never mind. I'm just gonna go straight up with Barbosa. I think that he's too strong for Pettis. I think he's too powerful. I think he's gonna hurt Pettis really bad with a kick, and it's just gonna be lights out.
I think Pettis is in panic mode, and he realizes that he needs this fight. He needs it bad.
I mean, that's what he said last fight. Look what happened. He didn't come out and do anything.
Yeah, but we both fucking agreed that bullshit fight. They should have been stood up multiple times.
Agreed. So you gotta keep the guy off you.
We're not getting into it.
All right.
For a different time.
All right.
All right.
But Barboza, decision.
Okay. So, whatever. Fuck you. Anyways, going to the main event. It was supposed to be John Jones back from rehab, getting out of rehab, being suspended, blah, 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 blah. We know the whole fucking story. He's supposed to be fighting DC for his title. He never lost it. He got it stripped from him for all the shit he did, which...
DC wasn't the champ. Fake champ.
Rightfully should have been taken away from him.
Agreed.
And DC beat Gustafsson for the belt.
No, he beat Rumble for the belt.
Rumble. That's right. But
Hated
he did defend it against Gustafsson.
He did. That was nice.
That was a good win. But DC, Daniel Cormier, has hurt his foot.
Yeah, I think he broke his foot.
Broke his foot, pulled out of the card. Kind of a bitch move, whatever.
Which he did say, I'm willing to die in there to beat you. So, I mean, where you at, DC?
That's true. I mean,
Just kidding.
If you have a bum fucking ankle, whatever, if it's bruised, just whatever. Anyways, they're not fighting anymore. John Jones now pulls OSP, which I will butcher his fucking name, so I will give you the chance to say it.
Owen St. Preux.
Owen St. Preux.
Yeah.
This is a very intriguing fight. I've been thinking about this fight for the past 2 weeks, and I think I'm picking Jones to win, because the man was on coke and he was beating the shit out of everybody. Now he's off of it, and now he's truly training, and he's actually training.
He's gotten stronger.
Yes, if you watch his videos, if not, go online. You can find him anywhere. But this man is outrageous. But I'm picking Jones to win. But I think OSP is going to show people something. He's very athletic.
Very green, like John Jones said.
Yeah, he's pretty unorthodox. I don't think he's not predictable. I don't think.
He loads up a lot. He's gonna try to load up and just catch John.
But he doesn't have that many fights underneath him. I don't think he has.
He's got more fights than John. Not in the UFC, but he's got more fights than John.
I don't know. I mean, the man played college football, so obviously he's athletic as fuck.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think John Jones just. You have certain fighters. You have the fighters that are just really good fighters, like probably I would say 8 to 5 ranked fighters. Those are really good fighters. People like 4 to 2, I would say, are probably some of the best fighters in the world, rightfully so. But the number 1 contender and the champion, those are people on complete different levels. And I think John Jones, obviously the best in the UFC, number 1 pound for pound. He hasn't lost in the UFC. Well, he got disqualified.
But that's bullshit. He should go to the Nevada State Athletic Commission and say, "Will you please take this loss off my fucking record, because it is killing me."
Before I kill all of you.
He's literally 21.
He could probably walk in there literally and beat up everybody. Probably knock out everybody in that place with 1 punch, and not even break a sweat. But yeah, I think Jones is going to be I don't think OSP is ready for that caliber of a fighter. So yeah, John Jones. I'm gonna say submission in the 3rd round.
Well, you pretty much took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, John Jones is obviously my favorite fighter, but putting like biases aside and stuff like that, Owen St. Preux is just not on the level that John Jones is. Like, at most, he is like top 8, like you were saying. And the 2 times he's actually fought people in the top 5 is Ryan Bader and Glover. Glover just knocked out Rashad. That was crazy, but that's another story.
Yeah. That happened so fucking fast.
Yeah. Anyways, every time he's gotten an opportunity to fight somebody like that, he either chokes or the other guy just outclasses him. And with Glover, I mean, yeah, he's got power. He possesses power. He's got. I mean, he said it today. I think whenever he said he feels like he has the knockout power advantage over John Jones, which I think he does. I mean, John Jones has proven like he's a good fighter, but he's not like a one-punch knockout guy.
Yeah.
And OSP can do that. I mean, he was falling away, stepping backwards, and hit who was it? Shogun, and he just collapsed. So that was the one fighter like who's kind of credible, but not really, because Shogun's on the downside of his career, that he has like a win over. But at the end of the day, I just think John wins, and he just dominates him. He might submit him in the first round, or like you said, submit him in the third round, or he could finish it by TKO in the first, because that man has been
working.
He's been working. He's been through a lot, and the emotions might get the best of him, and he just might want to go out there and just dominate him and just prove like he's back.
Well, I told you a couple of weeks ago, or
it was before DC pulled out.
Yeah. No, it was after. It was after, because I told you, I said I don't think we're gonna get the John Jones we would have got if he would have fought DC, because they hate each other.
Yeah.
That's well known in the UFC world. Like, they do not like each other.
Yeah, it's legitimate.
Yeah, it's a true rivalry, but I don't know. I just feel like that John might come out. I think he might come out a little sluggish at the beginning because it's not DC, but I don't think you're gonna really notice it because he's just that much better than OSP.
I hope he comes out like old school John Jones, flying knee,
crawling on the fucking ground.
Yeah, crawling on the ground. I can't believe this is for an interim belt. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
It literally doesn't make any sense. I mean, I know Cormier got injured.
I don't understand the whole interim belt.
It's just a fake belt. Everybody knows by now. Like, it doesn't mean anything. I mean, everybody was telling Conor that
you get to carry it around.
I mean, yeah, you get to carry a belt around. I mean, he was going to do that anyways because, I mean, he's been champion for so long.
I mean, he showed up at the press conference still carrying his belt because, I mean, he's just that kind of fucking guy. He doesn't give a fuck. But, so let's recap. I'm taking Pettis against Barbosa, decision. You're taking Barbosa, decision over Pettis.
Mm-hmm.
We're both taking Johnson. I'm saying that he's going to TKO Cejudo in the second round. You say decision for Johnson. We're both taking Jones, and it's really up in the air. I'm saying he's going to submit OSP in the third round. You're saying
I'll just go first round TKO.
It could damn well happen. So those are our predictions for UFC 197. If you like them, thank you. If not, then I guess you can go fucking fall off a cliff.
Take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah. We don't really fucking care. Anyways, moving on, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the midst of the NBA playoffs, if you have not heard, because we don't have football.
Boo.
College football, NFL, it's over.
Fucking stupid.
We are in the beginning of baseball season. We honestly, unless something just dramatic happens, I'm just going to tell y'all right now on this podcast, we will not be talking about fucking baseball because I can't get into it. I understand it, but yeah, it probably won't be talked about a lot unless somebody kills somebody with a fucking bat on the baseball field. That's just legitimate. But no, we are in the midst of the NBA playoffs, first round. Dylan, who has impressed you the most so far in these playoffs?
If I'm being honest, it's the Cavs, man.
Oh God.
No, the Pistons shot lights out the other day, and they were still
Right.
they were only down like 5 at halftime or something like that, and they came back to beat them. The Pistons were shooting like 60% at halftime. That's ridiculous in the NBA. And They just
Well, the Heat. Sorry to cut you off. The Heat were shooting like 70% tonight, which obviously the Hornets need to throw out their whole fucking defensive plan they have going against them and start all over from fucking scratch.
Yeah.
But no, go ahead.
Man, they're just looking like a complete team right now. As long as they stay healthy, I mean, LeBron can bring one home for Cleveland. I mean, obviously you got the Warriors and the Spurs. They're gonna be there, but they're gonna cancel each other out, and then they're gonna come face LeBron, and they're gonna be tired from a hard 7-game series whenever it comes to the finals, and then they're gonna play LeBron and the Cavs are gonna be fresh, and then Cleveland's gonna beat them.
Okay, I'm just gonna come out and say it, and I completely disagree with you. No, they are doing really good with their strategy at going against the Pistons. They're taking Kevin Love, playing him at the 5, making Drummond guard Kevin Love, which he cannot fucking do out on the perimeter.
Yep.
And they're taking full advantage of their weapons. So they are looking impressive. I'm not gonna sit here and hate on LeBron. Everybody, he's gonna go down as one of the greatest players alive. But I just don't feel anything for the man because everywhere he goes, other than his early Cleveland days when it like 02 or something like that, whenever he played the Pistons and he scored like 25 in a row, which was fucking crazy. Other than that, I don't see why everybody's giving him such big credit. He's had a great caliber teams. So, but I'm not gonna get on a little rant about it. I'll give the Cavs their props. Another team that impressed me, even though they lost last night, was the Pacers. The Pacers beat Toronto at Toronto in Game 1 behind PG-13. They looked impressive. Not so much in the second game, but first game they looked pretty good. The Warriors look like the Warriors. The Spurs, I think have been the most impressive team because they are
Really?
Well, obviously they're going against a depleted Memphis team. They don't have Marc Gasol nor
Conley. That's huge.
Yeah. But when you beat a team in the playoffs by 20 plus, I mean that's fucking impressive.
They can't score though. Who are they gonna have to score for them?
Listen,
fucking
man,
Matt Barnes.
Listen, man. They have Lance Stevenson. They have
Lance Stevenson. He had one good season in Indiana, and he still didn't make the fucking All-Stars. He's washed up now. Total.
He got gypped to that All-Star.
He did, but now he's washed up. I mean,
all right, so get off the man's back.
He can't play anymore.
Okay. They got Zebo. Zebo's a beast. I'm just saying, whenever you beat a team in the playoffs by 20 plus, twice, I believe. I'm pretty sure they played last. No,
they beat him by 18 because Chaz was like, "Man, what's wrong with him?"
That makes sense. But no, so they've been pretty impressive. The Heat have been the most impressive team in the East to me. They've been. I mean, they're going against the Hornets. The Hornets, obviously, they got a very young team. I don't think any of them's been in the playoffs. Maybe some old fellas they got on the bench or something like that. But the Heat,
Cornelius, but I mean,
I like what the Heat are doing. They are looking good. I think the Heat in Toronto, honestly, have a great chance of. I think for real. It's going to take a hard, long series, but I think they can I feel like they can knock out the Cavs.
Is Boston getting swept? They're down 2 games.
Yeah, they're done. Sorry.
Dude, I can't give up on that little guy. Isaiah Thomas, is that his name?
Yeah.
I can't give up on him. He's awesome. They lost Avery Bradley, I think, for the series, right?
Yeah, he fucked up his groin.
Yeah.
No, it's hamstring.
Hamstring, yeah. Which sucks. But I mean, I'm not giving up on that team. I actually hope they beat the Hawks, right? Yeah. I actually hope they beat the Hawks.
Yeah. I don't know. But, anyways, who you think has been the most disappointing team?
Most disappointing? Man, that's hard to pick. There hasn't really been a really disappointing team. Well, I'm just gonna say Houston because they're sad. Defensively, they are sad.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
The fact that they have Dwight Howard, who, I mean, we all know hasn't been the same since his back surgery, but God forbid. I mean, that guy used to dominate people, and now he's not doing anything. And they were in the conference final, or weren't they in the conference finals last year?
No.
They weren't?
Yeah, they were. They beat, because
They beat
the
the
Clippers
Clippers.
beat the Spurs, and then Houston beat
They
the
were in
Clippers.
the fucking conference finals. They're not even gonna make it out of the first round. They
Well,
barely made it in the fucking playoffs.
I mean, they're playing against the best team in the NBA. Hands down. We're not even gonna argue about it. But I mean, last year it was all on the beard. James Harden led that team.
Kevin McHale.
Hey, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. Ever since that was the worst mistake they did this year. And
16 games into the season, you fire your head coach. You're fucking stupid. There's 82 games in the NBA season. There's plenty of time. God.
And it's not like, and I don't even think they were doing terrible. I really don't think I'm not for sure. I mean, I could be completely wrong. They could have went 0-15. I don't fucking know.
I don't recall.
But I honestly to God don't think that they should have got rid of Kevin McHale. Kevin McHale was a great hire for them. And like you said, 15 games? For real?
Yeah.
I mean, if they would have started off the season 0-42, yeah, you might want to let the man go.
Or the fucking 76ers lose the first 19 games of the season. That's just pathetic. How are you a professional organization?
Yeah, you go. You just literally need to play in the D League.
God.
And it's not even it's the fact that they're still this bad, but it seems like for the past 5 years they've had a fucking top 5 lottery pick.
Yeah.
And they just don't get any better.
I think they literally started a chant at one of their games that says, "We got draft picks" or something like that. That's sad. That you have to resort to that. Just because, I mean...
I guess people in Philadelphia just look at the glass half full. That's all I can say.
I mean, I guess. There ain't much there.
Okay, so...
Who do you think's been most disappointing?
I mean, Toronto losing to the Pacers.
Yeah.
It's a bad matchup for the Raptors because they don't really have anybody to guard Paul George, but I mean, come on, man.
I kind of hope they lose that series.
Why?
Because I like the Pacers. I like Paul George.
I mean, I like Paul George too, but I mean, when have the Raptors got anything?
Who fucking cares about the Raptors? I mean, they're in fucking Canada.
Drake does.
Oh my God. Make another album about it, cry, bitch. Just kidding. I love Drake.
Drake, if for some odd reason you come upon this podcast, don't listen to him. Can't wait for the views.
Yeah, don't cry. Don't write a song about me and diss me. Or I have to kill you.
Or do. Just please do it. If you want to, I mean, I could tell you, just hit me up, Average Kid. I could tell you a bunch of stuff you can use on. But yeah, anyway. Anyways. Another thing that I wanted to get into since staying on the NBA is that
do you want to talk do you want to give your picks for the series?
We can.
I mean, the obvious ones are Warriors, Spurs, Cavs.
I mean, Houston could make a comeback.
Really? Do you really think that that's possible?
I mean, if
Draymond Green would have to have a fucking heart attack on the court, and Klay Thompson would have to break his arm, and then Steph Curry would have to be terminally ill, and then maybe they have a chance. Maybe.
I mean, the Warriors bench could be a starting five in the league.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree with you there.
Their bench is better than Philadelphia.
Well, you ain't wrong.
I'm pretty sure me and you could go find 3 other people and we'd be better than Philadelphia.
Yeah, probably. 3 bums from Bowling Green, Kentucky.
So, Philadelphia 76ers, please sign us. Like we said, we need the money. But yeah, obviously, I'm going to take the Cavs, the Warriors, the Spurs. I'm going to take Toronto.
Clips.
Yeah, the Clippers are dismantling the Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah, they won by 20 the other night, and I think they're winning right now. I'm checking it.
It was close at halftime. It was close.
Yeah, it was 61-67 whenever I got the update last. Oh, no, it's 81-66. 7 minutes left.
Well, that took a turn for the worse.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, we're just going to take the obvious teams, I guess. I don't know. The Thunder-Mavs series, I think, could get very interesting.
I don't think so, man. They can't keep up that. They can't keep up with the.
Well, I'll tell you what, if
Thunder.
Kevin Durant keeps on shooting 8 for
He's not gonna
45.
keep doing that. Curry had bad games in the finals.
Listen,
Look what happened.
but does Kevin Durant have the best team around him?
I mean, he's got a pretty good damn team. Enes Kanter,
Debatable.
he's good. Russell Westbrook,
Douthitt.
he's good.
Douthitt, you are literally...
Westbrook is amazing, actually.
Westbrook's top 5 player in the league.
Yeah.
I'd put him...
Most athletic player in the league.
I'd put him above Kevin Durant.
I don't know there. I don't know. You were kind of pressing that one.
I mean, I like to live life on the edge.
Get that.
No, but I think... I mean, you're probably right. Fuck it. The Thunder will probably beat them 4-1.
I don't know, 4-1, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I could see that.
I mean, the Mavs stole one the other night.
Yeah, the Mavs just don't have anybody, man. Dirk's old. He can't fucking move
Listen,
anymore.
Dirk is like a fine wine.
He literally had a wide open shot.
He's like a fine wine, and I really appreciate if you quit
All right,
dogging on the German.
whatever. The Great White Hope. More like the Great White Nope.
Ooh. Yeah. Anyways. Okay. But anyways, I like to also get into this. Like we talked about, the Clippers winning by 20, the Spurs winning by 20 plus. They won by 18 the other night. These are, and I mean the Warriors are doing what they're doing to the Houston Rockets. And who is it? The Heat. The Heat have one big display. What the hell is going on in the NBA playoffs? I mean, you don't normally see blowouts like this, regardless how bad the teams may be, in your opinion. Like, whenever you tune into the NBA playoffs, like, that's most of the time when people want to watch the NBA, is playoff time. They don't want to watch it during the regular season because they think they don't even fucking play in the regular season hard.
Here's the thing, though. How often have you been like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch this first round of the playoffs. It's gonna be really interesting, and they're gonna go 7 games. When have you ever thought that?
I mean, it happened last year.
I mean, last year was an anomaly. How often does that happen? Like, you actually pay like really good attention to the first round, and then, or as much as you do the second round. The second round is like, oh, damn, this is intense. Like, you're just sitting there, you're fucking.
I mean,
hands are sweating.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's no March Madness where anybody could beat anybody, but still, a team losing by 20 plus in the playoffs.
New format. Best 16 teams.
No, that's too much.
Why not?
It just is. If anything, they need. This is what I think. I think they need to cut down the first round. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of 7 games, I feel like they should make it 5.
Maybe.
Because that would obviously put more pressure on the NBA teams. Because, I mean, you lose the first 2.
You need to get your shit in gear.
Yeah. You're going to have to,
I agree with that, but I think the best 16 teams in the league should make it, though. Like, it doesn't make sense to have, like, the Pistons playing the fucking Cavs.
Yeah.
I mean, the Pistons, they made the playoffs. They squeaked in. But, I mean, they're playing good. But, like, look at the Houston and Warriors game. Houston got in because Kobe went the fuck off.
Yeah, he shot the ball 50 times.
I mean,
let's not get it like messed up. He shot the ball 50 times and scored 60 points.
Yeah. Which is awesome. Which is great.
It was me and you was both standing up like cheering for the motherfucker.
Yeah.
I like Kobe. It's sad to see him go, but it wasn't a good shooting performance. The man was chucking up.
He still shot like 46% or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is decent.
He shot the ball 50 times.
46% though? Out of those 50?
I mean, you could also tell that they were kind of wide open at sometimes.
I mean, yeah, but the Utah Jazz, like, their season and their franchise depended on that game because they needed to get in.
No, see, that's where you're wrong because they were dependent on the Rockets losing. If the Rockets would have lost, then they would have had to win that game to get in.
But wasn't that game already off though?
No.
That was the last game of the night, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Rockets won their game. I think they started at the same time actually. But the Rockets won their game. So
yeah, they didn't want it bad enough then. I mean, that's Utah's fault. I mean, they were still guarding Kobe, and I mean, there were sometimes, yeah, it looked like they would give him a wide open layup, or they would back off whenever he would go to like drive and lay it in. But I mean, that's unacceptable. If you want to get in the fucking playoffs and you actually want to do something for your organization, you need to actually put forth the effort. You're getting paid millions of dollars to play a fucking game.
Yeah, Utah, this isn't like 1996 anymore. You all need to, fix them out. Y'all don't have John Stockton or the Mailman. You need to get it together. But yeah, I just think it's really weird that we're seeing so many blowouts in the playoffs. We're talking about playoffs.
Playoffs?
Not a game. No. I don't know. It's just really weird seeing all these teams get beat like this in the playoffs.
The only one I'm really surprised by is the Hornets. Heat. Other than that, I'm not really surprised that the fucking Rockets are getting blown out by 20. The Warriors won 73 games. They're the best team in history according to their record.
I like the way you're talking about this. I just want you to keep on going.
But I mean,
I'll just sit here and get hot and heavy.
I mean, I'm not overly shocked that everyone's getting blown out, especially those teams, especially like Memphis, Houston. I'm kind of shocked about the Trailblazers. I will admit that. But
they don't have anybody to guard the inside.
True.
Clippers got Blake Griffin back at the perfect fucking time.
Yeah. Did he even serve suspension?
Yeah. Obviously.
It was like 4 games?
Yeah, he wouldn't be fucking playing.
I mean, when did he come back, though?
Like, I think it was like maybe a week before the playoffs started.
They got lucky.
Yeah, they were talking about trading him. Like, yeah, the man fucked up, but, I mean, really? He's a franchise player.
Yeah, I wouldn't get rid of him. If anything, I'd get rid of DeAndre Jordan because the game is outgrowing bigs and he can't read.
Yeah, he has a problem. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just weird. Just everybody in the comments, let us know what you think about all the your predictions on the NBA playoffs and what you think about the whole all the teams getting blown out and shit like that. It's crazy in my opinion. All right, transitioning to the NFL draft. We got that coming up. When did you say?
April 28th.
April
30th.
Yeah, let's go with that. We're not gonna get too deep into it. We're just gonna talk about a couple of things that have gone on. The first 2 picks have been traded. The Los Angeles Rams got the first pick from the Tennessee Titans. Your team.
Isn't that weird? Los Angeles Rams. Is that sunk in yet?
Hey, you like how I remembered that?
Yeah.
Did I choose that?
I was gonna say the St. Louis Rams.
Yeah, well, that's why.
It's fucking weird saying that now. It's like an ex-girlfriend. It's like kind of weird saying her name again.
Yeah, sure. I guess. Anyways, but yeah, they Los Angeles Rams got the first pick from the Tennessee Titans, and who was it?
Browns.
The Browns gave up the second pick to the Eagles.
Yeah,
And
like-
I looked at what the Eagles gave up. They gave up a lot.
Yeah, it's like 16 picks, right? Something like that.
Oh.
They have. Well, I read that the Browns have like 16 picks in this draft. I don't know if that's what they gave. I don't think that's what they gave up, but they have 16 picks in this draft, which is more than any team. And I mean, Cleveland. I mean, they fucking need it.
Yeah, that's if you want to like ruin your NFL career, go to
Cleveland. Trent Richardson. Johnny Manziel.
Johnny Manziel.
I mean, you can go on and on.
Money
the list,
Manziel.
The list just goes on and on.
But yeah, if you just gave up on all hope, go to Cleveland.
Yeah, you can't say the Raiders anymore because they're on the up and up.
Amari Cooper.
Yeah, fucking Derek Carr, dude. Khalil Mack on the defense. They're gonna be something else.
They're in a pretty tough division though.
Yeah.
Don't they got like Denver and Miami?
Kansas City.
No.
Denver, Kansas City, and San Diego.
Why the fuck did I say Miami? Miami's like on the other side of the fucking continent.
Miami's in the Patriots division. It's Miami.
Oh yeah, that's why the
New
Patriots
England.
always look so fucking good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really the big news out of the NFL draft. We're gonna go through our top 5 that we think these teams need. We may not give you a specific name, but we're gonna try our best. But the top 5 goes 1 Rams, 2 Eagles, 3 San Diego Chargers, 4 Dallas Cowboys, and 5 Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay, let's start with number 5. Jacksonville. What do you think they need?
Jacksonville? Man.
This literally should be like the easiest thing for you because you don't shut the fuck up about football.
I mean, I haven't really been paying attention to the draft picks.
I'm not saying like give me a specific person. I like after
What
watching
position
them,
they need?
after watching from last year, I just want to get your opinion on what they may need.
Man, they gotta protect Blake Bortles, right? And they need somebody in the back end of that defense to fucking keep people from scoring all the time. That's what I would say. I would say you either take a tackle or you take a safety if you're Jacksonville.
I think they are leaning towards that guy from Florida State, that corner. I can't fucking remember his name, but he's pretty legit. I think they. Yeah, I would say a defensive back, a safety, or they're not really too heavy on the running back position. They got Denard Robinson.
Who did they just draft last year?
Fuck, I don't know.
They drafted it, T.J. Yeldon from Alabama.
Oh,
He had
yeah.
a good year last year.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. Fuck
Yeah.
that. Yeah, just go for defense.
I mean, they have Toby Gerhart, which, I mean, he's a bust. Another great white. Nope.
Remember when he was on the cover?
Yeah.
NCAA?
Yeah. That was...
Thank you for that. You gave us all us white people hope.
I mean, he didn't give me hope. I knew he sucked from the jump.
Okay. Jesus Christ. Okay, number 4, Dallas Cowboys.
Ezekiel Elliott,
I like that.
running back.
I like that.
Their offensive line, dude. Or a fucking DB, because God knows they need that.
I mean, really, honestly, they need another quarterback because Tony Romo.
Or quarterback. I mean,
Tony Romo is bionic.
he's literally falling apart. The fact that they didn't rest him for the rest of the season makes me question everyone in that organization.
Jerry Jones is pretty much a dick for that.
I mean, they were pretty... It was a fucking... I mean, you could have salvaged the season. Don't get me wrong. But why would you bring Tony Romo back after he broke his clavicle? And then he's not, like, getting the best pass protection ever. And he does get hit a lot. Like, I think he gets hit almost as much as Big Ben does. Well, other than Mariota, who got fucking killed last year, but that's a different story. Anyways,
I'd like to hear about that story.
oh, fuck you. But I mean, it would just it was a stupid call for them to bring him back. It didn't make any sense. I mean, the division was open, yes, but they had a very slim chance of making it in the playoffs. Like they pretty much had to win out, and you see how that paid off for him. Now Tony Romo has both of his collarbones broken, and probably he's got steel plates in them. And he's, like you said, just becoming a bionic man at this point.
I don't understand how his head still sits on his shoulders.
And the fact that Greg Hardy is still there, is beyond me. This man beats a woman, throws her on a bed with guns, and tells her he's gonna kill her. Like, your integrity is just in question.
It's Jerry Jones kind of party.
Yeah, I mean, I can't respect that organization. Which my dad's a Cowboy fan, so it's hard to say, but that's the truth.
Sorry, Pat Douthitt. But no, I like the Ezekiel Elliott pick. I think they are probably going to go with Joey Bosa because they need a pass rusher bad.
Is Greg out? They haven't signed him, right?
No, they still haven't signed him. But I mean, he is. They just need. I think Joey Bosa would fit great for them.
You know, he just became an unrestricted free agent. Josh Norman. Cornerback for the Panthers.
That guy. Which was crazy because they had the franchise tag on him. And he was by far the best corner in the league last year.
If they don't re-sign him quick, they're stupid. A deal should have already been in place for that guy. You literally can't even throw it to his side.
You can't.
He shut down Julio Jones and every great receiver they put on his side. The only thing that ever happened was, I think Josh Norman fell last year on a streak route, and Julio ended up catching it and running it for a touchdown. Other than that, I don't know who else scored on him. Odell, probably.
Best receiver. Well, second best in my opinion, but whatever.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree.
But yeah, I think Dallas is going to go with Joey Bosa. I think that they have to strengthen up their defense. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they went with Ezekiel or a quarterback.
I mean, they just got Alfred Morris from Washington to the Redskins. But I mean, Zeke.
He gets hurt all the time.
Well, no, he don't. He stays pretty healthy.
All I know is I remember him seeing him do good for maybe like.
Well, he had like
a year.
The year him and RG3 got in the league, they did really well, and then after that, he's just kind of been eh. But Zeke is a good change of pace back. I mean, he's kind of a power back, but he is fast, and I think it would be a good tandem. But like you said, they do need to toughen up that defense, and Tony Romo is running out of fucking time.
The man's falling.
The clock is ticking.
The man's falling apart. He's falling apart like a couple of fucking Lego pieces.
San Diego, I don't think that's any question that they need to go offensive line, because if they don't get anyone to protect
all your
Rivers,
picks, San Diego, please pick an offensive lineman.
And like every year, it's like they cycle through players because they just keep getting hurt.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what are you doing
Except
in practice?
For Phillip Rivers, that man, he probably the most. What would you say? The most. Like
durable?
No. The most like fired up person you'll ever see on a football field.
Competitive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The man would compete against God.
I mean,
He would.
Yeah.
Okay, so San Diego, take an offensive lineman. You need it. The Eagles, they traded up for the number 2 pick.
They're going. They gotta go quarterback.
Really?
Why else would they? Who else would they take?
I don't know.
Their defenses, I mean, it was all right last year.
Hmm.
They had I think they had the most takeaways in the league, something like that. I mean, they could go. They could get Joey Bosa, I guess, but or that guy from Oregon. But I really think what I really think they're trading up to get a quarterback.
Who's their quarterback right now? I can't remember. Is it
Sam Bradford?
Bradford? He's not bad. The man just can't stay off of IR.
He can't fucking move.
And he wasn't he like Heisman winner at Oklahoma?
Yep. So is Tebow though. Look at his career. But I mean, they're not the same type of player. Tebow is a bona fide winner, but I mean, you just can't have him in the NFL. It just doesn't.
I'm
doesn't
convinced
work.
Tim Tebow is God.
He is Jesus.
He is
himself.
he is walking this earth, and he is Tim Tebow. Okay, the Rams. Obviously, it's pretty known that they're going to take a quarterback who, not knowing much about him, but I would take Carson Wentz over Jared Goff.
Jared Goff's just horrible decision making, dude. Every time I've watched one of his games, he's thrown at least 2 interceptions, and it's just I would look at that and be like, yeah, I'm not getting this guy. Yeah, he's got all the intangibles, but I mean, why not go get a guy like Wentz and use him to build around your franchise? To me, Goff, I mean, he's just got a big arm. That's all he's got. He just chucks it. He just chucks it up. But I don't know. I haven't watched hardly any like tape or anything like that. I'm not gonna like go and study Carson Wentz for a draft. I'm not fucking a part of the NFL organization.
I'm not John Gruden.
Yeah, I'm not John Gruden or Ron Jaworski. I'm not gonna sit there and watch tape. The NFL doesn't pay me, or ESPN doesn't pay me, so why the fuck would I do that? But I would give Wentz a chance.
But if you are looking for people, we are ready.
I mean, I'm down.
So, I guess that's it for the NFL. Like we said, the draft is coming up. It's like a couple of weeks away or a week away, one of them.
You want to hear who Bob Rain, CBSSports.com expert, who he has going top 5? You want to hear it? Miles Jack.
Lay it on us.
Huh?
Lay it on us.
Miles Jack, outside linebacker from UCLA. So, linebacker.
Like, what is this, like 1 to 5, 5 to 1?
5 to 1.
Okay.
Joey Bosa, like you said, for Dallas. Jalen Ramsey was that guy you were talking about.
Yeah, that's a cornerback.
He's a free safety.
Yeah.
And then Jared Goff to the Eagles, and then Carson Wentz.
Goddamn, we should be working for ESPN.
God, sign us the fuck up. Jesus Christ.
We called that from Bowling Green, Kentucky. While we're doing this podcast in my bedroom.
Beside, like, the Jalen Ramsey thing, I mean, pretty good.
But this Jalen Ramsey kid he's legit. Like, I watched some videos on him. He's a motherfucker.
Prime time.
But, so yeah, that's our picks for the NFL draft. Let us know what you think about them. And give us your picks on the top 5 down in the comment section, please. Okay, switching gears from sports to just something random as fuck in the news. If y'all haven't heard, the $20 bill is getting a new fucking face. It's not going to be Andrew Jackson anymore. It's going to be Harriet Tubman.
I'm all for it. Andrew Jackson was a fucking racist. And, I mean...
Yeah, fuck that guy.
He literally sent the Indians on the Trail of Tears, where a lot of them died.
Maybe it was a good move back then.
Well, you know, we were a shitty country.
I'm just kidding. Everybody, I don't really fucking know that. It's just going to be weird looking.
It is going to be weird. I'm going to try to, like, savor, like, put a $20 bill on, like, a fucking glass case or some shit like that. But it'll be weird, like you said, but it's the right thing to do because...
But why Harriet Tubman?
Because she was a pioneer, dude. She helped slaves be free. Like, she led them through the Underground Railroad for years after You know.
I mean, it's like, no disrespect, and I'm not racist or anything, but is this like an Obama thing? You think?
I don't think so. I don't think it's a race issue. I think it's. They've been talking about it for years, but I think it's like they finally realized like we really can't fucking have Andrew Jackson on the $20 bill anymore, guys. I mean, come on now. This isn't the 1950s. People actually give a shit about this stuff now. We have to do something. I think that's more of what it was. Because, like, people are looking at Andrew Jackson.
I didn't really think it was that big of a deal.
Well, I mean, I'm not a history buff, but I would, if I was, I would look at that and be like, God, this country's in a lot of fucking trouble. Having fucking a racist bigot on their fucking $20 bill. I mean, he was a president, but I mean, and he was a badass. He literally got shot in the heart and didn't die in a duel, and then shot the guy in the head.
That's
But I mean,
a bona fide badass.
yeah, I mean, he was a badass, but
You take a bullet to the heart, you're okay in my fucking book. That's all I'm gonna say. And you kill the guy that shot you, bro.
But
Drinks are on me.
But I mean, like, back to what like the original thought I think was like, times are changing. Like we can't have this like view of our country. Like that guy can't represent us. So that's why I think they made this move. But I also heard they were thinking about changing the $5 bill and the $1 bill. I mean,
Yeah, apparently we're supposed to be like I don't know that much into it. I just seen it like on fucking social media that they were gonna possibly change like the 1, the 5, the 10, and the 20. Which the 20 is like confirmed, but why in God's green earth would you change the 1 and the 5?
I don't get that either.
I don't even know who the fuck is on the 10. I literally don't care.
Something Hamilton. I don't know. I don't know his significance.
I'm glad that we are both Americans and we don't know this.
I mean,
that shows you how much money we have. Very little.
I mean, I didn't really pay attention in high school, so whatever. But yeah,
So that's pretty fucking crazy.
I really hope they don't change the 1 and the 5 because George Washington.
Number 1.
I mean, he's the original American dude. Like, he literally.
You know he had slaves, right?
Oh yeah, but I mean, back then it was normal.
Racist.
I guess you can say that for Andrew Jackson back then too. But I mean, well, no, because that was after Lincoln. Anyways,
I'm pretty sure that George Washington like fought in the war.
He actually. That's what I was gonna say. He actually fought in the war, and he was commander in chief. So that's fucking incredible. If we had people do that now, how many of those politicians would apply for that job? 0.
Let me tell you, everybody, 0%. That's a fact.
Could you imagine Donald Trump's ass going overseas and fighting?
He would literally be fucking with his hair the whole time.
Obama would be the only one who actually fucking stood a chance because he's actually young. But other than that, I don't see anyone
Hillary
doing
Clinton's
that.
fucking old ass.
Hillary Clinton would just fucking hire people and pay them to go over there and fight for her because
And then lie about it.
Her fake ass isn't gonna do anything
Then
like
lie
that.
about it.
Yeah. But I don't think they should change the 1 or the 5.
No.
I mean,
Abraham Lincoln, man. He's on fucking Mount Rushmore. You keep him.
Those are the 2 presidents I think of whenever I think of U.S. presidents. I mean, those are the 2 that stand out to me. And then Theodore Roosevelt and FDR. I mean, you can maybe make a case for them, but I mean, why would you do that?
And Bill Clinton.
I don't. Bill Clinton, he's a fuck up.
Dude, how's he fuck up? He just got blown in the White House. Not that big of a deal. Whatever, you know.
He was alright.
The only problem he did about it, I mean, he lied about it.
I mean,
like we haven't fucking lied about shit in our life.
he just
the
got
fact
caught.
that he was the president, you know, whatever.
Hillary can't do that job. How's she supposed to run the fucking country?
Very true. But Yeah, let's keep the 1 and the 5 the same, please. I mean, the people are on Mount Rushmore. You're on Mount Rushmore, you get a fucking dollar bill. Except for whatever. No, who is on fucking Mount Rushmore? This is awful. We are terrible people.
George Washington, Abraham Lincoln. I'm pretty sure Theodore Roosevelt's on there.
I think you are completely wrong about that.
I think I'm not. I'm looking it up.
Isn't the... Pretty sure the Rock's on there.
The Rock.
Yeah, you put the Rock on a rock.
Oh, shit.
You carve the Rock into a rock.
God. Man.
This is awful.
Yeah, it's pretty bad whenever we're Americans and we don't even know this shit.
I've never been there.
George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, so fuck you, and Abraham Lincoln. Thomas Jefferson, I mean, he's pretty innovative, and he wrote the fucking Declaration of Independence. So you can make a case that he should be on a...
Nothing impressive.
Really? We literally live by that document.
I put Thomas Edison above him.
Whatever. Thomas Edison is a fucking fraud.
I swear to God. Dylan Douthitt, right now, the biggest hater ever. Oh, and also, guess what? We didn't even fucking realize this until literally right before we fucking decided to, like, get this up and running. It is 4:20, everybody. So,
Yeah, I've never smoked pot in my life.
I mean, everybody out there, I have. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, I don't hate you. Like, I don't do it anymore because, you know, I got married and my wife don't want me doing it. Number 2, I can't fucking afford the shit. I'm on a fucking strict budget. I can't afford the fucking shit. I can't afford to pay $40 every fucking weekend for the weekend. So, yeah, that's the main reason why I don't do it anymore. But I'm just gonna say it. Like, I don't think weed makes you a bad person.
Yeah, definitely it doesn't.
You want to do it? Cool.
I mean, it's...
I'm not gonna...
Drinking is way worse than smoking.
And that's
weed.
fucking...
And I'm gonna drink this weekend probably. So I mean...
Yeah, you're an alcoholic.
Yeah, I need to
raging alcoholic. But apparently to my mother, I'm an alcoholic. But that's a different time.
So we both need to slow down.
Yeah. I mean, apparently we're drunk right now doing this podcast.
Apparently.
But yeah, 4:20. If you're smoking, good job. If not, good job also. I hope both of you all are having a great time. And don't let anybody fucking tell you that just because you fucking smoke pot that makes you a fucking bad person. They're just fucking gay and they hate and I mean gay and like as they're stupid and they just hate their fucking lives and they're got their pants all tight and shit.
I feel like that's an ignorant way of thinking. Because there's tons of people in the world who smoke weed and they're very productive people and they get shit done.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say the same thing for like coke users, but I mean, coke is like an extreme compared to marijuana. Marijuana, like
Yeah,
you can actually.
I'm glad you're condoning fucking coke use now.
Marijuana, you can actually like function on and not be like, you know, super like hallucin. I've heard people have like hallucinations on weed before, but I've never like heard like to where it's like messed them up. Like coke,
you know what weed does? It makes you fucking friendly and it makes you chill as fuck. Like
yeah, that's what I've heard.
Just like I mean, you take shit not serious at all. Like if somebody was come up to you and be like, dude, like if you wasn't high, somebody comes up to you and they're like, dude, somebody's robbing your fucking house. You'd be like, what the fuck? And then you want to go fucking whoop somebody's ass. But if you're high and somebody's robbing your house, you're just like, man, I mean, it's whatever. I guess they really need that shit.
As long as they don't take my Henry Winkler picture and my autograph from
the Fonz.
Jason David Frank.
The Fonz.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will fuck somebody up if somebody tries to take old JDF autograph from me.
I don't blame you.
Great times. But yeah, so 4:20, smoke it up. We honestly to God didn't intentionally mean to do it on this date. We really didn't know until we got in here and we started. Anyways, moving on. this is the last segment of our. And if you hear that those are my two dogs barking. They're kind of retarded. But to close this out, I'm thinking about doing this with all my guests. I'm gonna ask them just random as shit fucking questions to make them feel really awkward and make them answer it, and you all get to listen to them. However many listeners there are gonna be. So let's ask Dylan Douthitt, the very first guest on my podcast, some questions. I've only decided to do two for you, cause whatever. Okay, Dylan Douthitt.
Is it like just anything?
Yeah.
Just completely off the wall?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're probably not ready for this, honestly.
Yeah, I'm really not.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
When it comes to taking a piss, are you a shaker or a milker?
Can you be both? Is that an option? Can you be both?
I'll take it. I kind of do both.
I mean,
you gotta make sure you don't want like little pee stains.
Yeah, you don't want to dribble.
True.
I mean,
it's not a good look, people.
Man, this is a completely off the wall question. I was expecting something else,
nope.
but yeah, this is completely
that's how
off
I do
the wall.
it. That is exactly how I do it.
But I would say both, man. Like this is fucking embarrassing, but there's like a point in time where I thought something was wrong with me because I just kept dribbling on myself. So I just fucking wrang it out like a fucking wash rag, like you do in the sink, and I would just sit there and shake the shit. And I mean, they would like. There's a movie. I think it's The Hot Chick, where he's like, if you shake it more than twice, you're playing with it.
Yeah.
Well, I shake it like 5 times, so I must be jacking off in the stall. Like people have got to be worrying about my ass.
Oh shit!
And I just sit there and just milk it.
Okay, so if you stand next to Douthitt in the stall, you obviously know he's playing with himself.
Okay, just know that I'm not jerking off. I'm actually just trying to make sure I don't have dribble stains on my underwear or my boxers.
He's not jerking off the whole time.
The whole time, yeah. I mean, sometimes, yeah.
You gotta do what you got.
Yeah.
Now, okay, second question. This is pretty controversial. I'm not gonna lie. When do you think it is acceptable to hit a girl if you are a man?
Oh, damn.
And we don't condone beating the shit out of women. Let's just make that clear.
Man, I've had this talk a lot with some of our friends, and I mean, they say like, oh, if a man if a girl puts herself in a situation and she wants to be treated like a man, I'm gonna treat her like a man, that macho shit. And I'm like, man, it's never right to hit a woman. I mean, no matter how you put it, like, it's never right, unless the only time I think it is socially acceptable to hit your woman is if Rachel was to come in here right now and she had
thanks for putting my wife on blast.
Well, I'm just saying, hypothetical situation completely. If she comes in here right now and she has a knife in her hand and she's like, I'm gonna fucking stab you, Sean, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna end your life right now, I'm gonna knock her ass out right here in front of God and everybody. I'm gonna hit her right in the jaw, right in the side of the head, and then I'm gonna take the knife away from her. But that's the only time like I see it acceptable. Like if your girlfriend, like Ray Rice, for example, his girlfriend was talking shit to him, punching him, slapping him, stuff like that. Remove yourself from the fucking situation before you do something that's gonna cost you your career.
Especially
like he did.
Especially you are a fucking athlete.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean anything. I'm just another, number on the grid. But I mean, like people like that, dude. Like, you can't put yourself in that situation and then stay in it because something bad is going to happen. You have to get out. And if you don't, I mean, you see what happened. He knocked his wife the fuck out. And
yeah, she was out cold.
I mean, you can't do it. Like, it's unacceptable to me, and it's unacceptable to society, unless you live out of the United States, I think. But I'm not condoning violence against women. I think it's awful, and if you do hit a woman and she's not like threatening your life or trying to kill you, then you're probably a piece of shit, and I don't associate with you.
Okay, laying down the law, Dylan Douthitt.
What do you think?
I mean, it's the same thing with what you said. First off, if you are in a relationship where, there have been times where your woman or man has hit you for no, just unexcusable reasons. For one, you need to leave that person immediately. Second, you need to do what's best for you and keep away from that person because they are nothing. They're gonna do nothing for you except cause you trouble. But yeah, if it comes to your life, if a girl walks up to me and, like you said, is threatening to kill me, is coming close to taking my life, the bitch is gonna get fucking jacked in the jaw.
I agree. I mean, that's just the way it's gonna go.
And I don't feel bad for that. Regardless of what you like, I don't care if there's something wrong with you or anything like that. And people try to say that there's something wrong with you. There's no excuse for you not to do something. You have to protect yourself. There's no reason for you to sit there and be like, oh, okay, you're gonna kill me.
All right, well, society tells me not to hit a woman, so I'm just gonna fucking let it happen.
Yeah.
That's an ignorant way of thinking in my eyes, because you're supposed to value your life and you're supposed to value others' lives. Now, just because I said I was gonna knock, let's say for example, like I said, I was gonna knock his wife out if she came in here and was trying to kill him with a knife. It's not to say I don't value her life less than mine, but it's just saying that I value both of our lives to where if someone is trying to kill someone and I'm just gonna knock someone out, I mean, yeah, it's gonna cause some brain damage and some chemistry to go off in their brain and stuff like that. They're gonna have trouble like recuperating, but I mean, they're not gonna die from it unless it's a lethal blow and I, just hit him with a bat or something. But that's beside the point. You shouldn't hit a woman ever unless it is a life or death situation, in my eyes.
True. And yeah, I think with that, ladies and gentlemen, the very first podcast, the Average Kid podcast, the very first one, you all were a part of it. Congratulations.
I was a part of it, dude. Part of history.
Yeah.
Let's go.
We made it. We made it to the end. We are pushing upon almost an hour and 30 minutes. That's pretty damn good, if you ask me, ladies and gentlemen. But like I said before, it was our very first time doing this, so if you liked it, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Hit that thumbs up button. All the support I can get is going to be great for my self-esteem. It's going to raise it through the roof. And I'm going to try to put out as many as I can with the time that I have, because I have a full-time job, through the week. And whenever I can get guests on here, I don't really think that you all want me to sit on here for an hour and talk to you by myself, because I'm a pretty fucking boring guy. So that's not going to happen. So whenever I can get some people on here with me, I may have duplicates, like, for sure, Dylan will be on here with me multiple times just because we have fucking interesting shit to talk about. And
fucking ain't right.
Yeah.
And I'm hilarious.
And just because we don't know who's on the fucking Mount Rushmore, don't judge us, okay? You assholes, we know you don't fucking know it either.
God, we're sad.
But thank you for listening, and I will let y'all know on social media. You can follow me on Twitter. I have a Twitter account. Right now I'm working on getting one for the podcast, but if you follow me at KingTuttle21.com, KingTuttle21 on Twitter, I'll give you all the postings on whenever I'm going to upload or record one, so you all will know the time frame of whenever I'm going to drop a podcast on YouTube. And I have a website. It's being developed right now. It's you can go to theaveragekid.com, and it will be up soon. Hopefully, I'm going to have a bunch of stuff on there. But like I said, everybody, I hope y'all enjoyed the very first podcast. And let me know what you all think about it in the comments below. Hit that thumbs up button. Everybody, peace out, stay safe, and God bless.
We